As part 1 went down so well, here's part 2. 10 Championship players who I think will have a big future in the Premier League. I'm not including any players who are currently on Premier League books such as loan players, players who have made Prem moves in the past such as Jack Clark, as well as players who have made a professional appearance in the Premier League. So starting off today with this man, Gabriel Sara. And I do hold my hands up because I truly thought that he'd already played in the Premier League for Norwich. Which just goes to show how good he actually is, as he's made such a big impact in such a short space of time. Fantastic box-to-box midfielder. He can defend, he can attack, he can pass, and he contributes with lots of goals and lots of assists too. And I'll be absolutely baffled if he's not in the Premier League next season, or in 2 years at the max. Moving on to a player who, in my opinion, is now reaching his prime, Sammy Szmodics. He's been knocking around in League 2 and League 1 for the majority of his career, the likes of Colchester and Peterborough. But he was decent for Blackburn last season. If you've watched him this season, he's been a different animal. A very hard-working, underrated attacking midfielder, and he's lethal in front of goal. I think he could definitely play for a lower standard Premier League side. A lot of people mention this man, and of course I've got to include him. At such a young age, he looks so good, it's actually great. He's come into this Leeds team this season, he's been phenomenal. Phenomenal. He's looked really assured, really composed, and yeah, he plays very, very well for such a young man. For sure, he's got a bright future ahead of him too. Moving on to Casey McAteer, a player who's been on Leicester's books for a long time now, and that's as an academy player. Had a loan spell in League 2 last season with Wimbledon where he didn't really set the world alight. Now that Leicester are in the Championship, they're giving him game time and he's been fantastic for them. Very tall, athletic winger who pops up with goals and assists. Also bagging against Liverpool at Anfield earlier on this season. Ollie Tanner is another player who I really, really like, and he's starting to get regular game time now under Balut. Can I just say that this man actually rejected Spurs as well, when he was playing in the 7th tier of English football, or 8th tier I believe. That was due to him thinking he wasn't going to get any game time there. He waited for a more suitable move to come around for him, which was Cardiff. Now he's reaping his rewards and he is fantastic. He's like watching an old school winger at times. Gets the ball and immediately wants to take on his man. And that goal which he scored in the Welsh derby was incredible too. Moving on to another Sunderland youngster, it's Jobe Bellingham, obviously brother of Jude, who will go down as a Championship legend. But yeah, not as good as his brother at the moment, which I think is fairly obvious. But for sure, at just the age of 18, he's going to have a bright future as well. He's already looking very solid for Sunderland, and showing glimpses of what he can do just like his brother. Connor Chaplin is another older head in this video like Sammy Szmodics, another player who's been kicking around in League 2, League 1 and the Championship for years now. Now that he's started to build consistency in his performances, I think he deserves a move. He's absolutely tearing it up this season in the Championship for Ipswich, and that's off the back of a fantastic campaign in League 1. Millwall's playmaker Zion Fleming is another very, very good, promising player. A little bit on the older side, but he comes from good pedigree playing for the Ajax Academy. Since he's come to England, he's been on fire for Millwall. I could just see him move into the likes of Nottingham Forest or Burnley. It's just like a move which makes sense to me. I know Swansea have only just signed this man, but I really, really like him, Josh Key. Came through the academy at Exeter and broke into their first team and he was fantastic for them. And so far I think he's settled into life at Swansea really well too. He's definitely destined for bigger things for sure. So I can't see him staying around at Swansea for too long. A wing back who is very, very attacking minded, but he can also defend too. So don't get it twisted. And finally, Welsh international, Birmingham City 68-time capped Jordan James. At the time recording as well, he scored last night. Yeah, another young promising midfielder in the Championship. And at the age of just 19, he's definitely destined for bigger things as well. Fair play to Birmingham, they're producing some great academy talents too.